Morgan Freeman, Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey, Prince Charles, Prince William, Jerry Seinfeld, Bart Simpson. What do these people have in common? Yes, I would care to argue they are very influential on all of human history, and without them, the world we have today would not be the same. But that is not what I'm looking for, ladies and gentlemen. What I am looking for is southpaws. That's right, left-handed. Every single one of those people I listed was left-handed. Now, I could give a 45-minute speech listing off all the famous left-handed people who've done great things for this world, but that's not what I'm here to do today. The world we live in is made for right-handed people, and it should be, because 90% of the population is right-handed, where only a small 10% is left-handed. And throughout history, we have faced many kinds of discrimination and hate and everything because of how we are born. It is just genetics, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing we can do about it. But to better understand this, we have to go back in history. So let's start in medieval Europe, when anything was the left hand was a no-no, like, didn't do it. Anything was the left hand was often considered consorting with the devil. In fact, if you were a young woman accused of witchcraft, simply being left-handed was enough to convict you and condemn you to death. Let that sink in for a moment. Now, even today, in the Middle Eastern culture, the left hand is known as the unclean hand, as you clean yourself with this hand. I'm sure you can use your imagination to understand what that means. Anything you do with this hand is a huge sign of disrespect. You eat with your right hand, you shake hands with your right hands, you receive gifts with your right hands. Everything you do with your right hand if you want to have friends. In the Bible, the right hand is mentioned 100 times. Every single one of those times, positively. The left hand, 25 times, negatively. We see that Jesus sits on the right hand of God, and the left hand is often viewed as the hand of judgment. Satan is often portrayed as being left-handed, and left-handed associated with Satanism, as we saw earlier, with witchcraft and evil things in general. I'm not really sure why that is. Crazy how that works. But since we're on the topic of religion, let's think about architecture, because that's big to them. Sistine Chapel. I'm sure you've heard of it. Brilliant man, name of Michelangelo, painted the ceiling. Gorgeous, huge, amazing, absolutely amazing. Did that with his left hand, because he was left-handed. He also created marvelous sculptures with his left hand, using right-handed tools. Quite impressive. Since we're talking about Renaissance artists, let's just talk about artists in general. You know, Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael, Rembrandt, Pablo Picasso, all left-handed. Interesting, isn't it? So let's take a look at Leonardo da Vinci. He was left-handed. Genius mind, creating inventions and ideas way ahead of their time, and painting one of the most notable paintings of all time, the Mona Lisa. So let's think about the name I said earlier. Raphael, Michelangelo, Leonardo. Raphael, Leonardo, Michelangelo. Where have you heard these names before? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Martial artists? Renaissance artists. Let's think about that. Only one missing? Donatello. I think it's safe to assume that 75% of the Ninja Turtles are left-handed. You might be thinking, yeah, so what? You're left-handed or you're right-handed. But keep in mind, the population of right-handed is 90%, while the left-handed is 10%. But yet 75% of the Ninja Turtles are left-handed. I don't think this is a coincidence, because left-handed people are natural-born leaders, great fighters, great brain, everything. Great example, Joan of Arc. Young woman, rose to power, led an entire army by herself in a time of trouble when no one else seemed to want to. Especially a right-handed person. Left-handed person would be the one for the job. Speaking of Europe, another important man over there who did lots of conquering and taking things for himself was Napoleon Bonaparte. He did that with his sword in his left hand. You might be thinking, yeah, lots of people have conquered you, especially a guy named Hitler. Right-handed. Weird, isn't it? So you might be thinking, I'm sure a lot of people will make up for Hitler. He's also a vegetarian, but that's a topic of its own. Interesting. But you might think, yes, Hitler was a bad guy. He was right-handed. Lots of good people were right-handed. Like maybe Alexander the Great. Maybe he was right-handed. Wrong. He was left-handed. You know why he was great? Because he was left-handed. Great mind. He lived in a world that was made for right-handed people. Want to know why he was great in battle? Because he was left-handed. No one expects a sword coming from the left side. Bam! Dead! That's how he conquered everything. He was a beast. That's why Rocky Balboa, Manny Pacquiao, all these other famous boxers are incredible, because no one ever expects anything from the left side. Because us left-handers, we face troubles every day which allow us to be great, like Alexander the Great. Great example of this can opener. This might be hard for you to understand with your right-handed minds, but if you're a left-handed person trying to use a can opener, it doesn't work. You oftentimes just end up destroying the can and you make absolutely no progress. Try this sometime. Try it at your house. Another thing, a little bit more dangerous, power tools. Instead of just messing up a can, you mess up your life. All fingers gone. This is serious stuff, ladies and gentlemen. The safety switch, often associated with a right-handed person. Same with the handles, buttons, everything comfortable for a right-handed person. Left-handed people, they're forced to make a decision. They can use it with their non-dominant hands, very dangerous, or they can use it with their dominant hands, often in uncomfortable positions, putting them in dangerous positions. Also dangerous. You might be thinking, okay, big deal, just don't get a job that requires you to do chainsaws every day. But what if I told you it was not that simple? Because us left-handers are discriminated against in the classrooms. I'll explain why real quick. If you understand the English writing, you know you write from left to right. Right-handed, look at this nice smooth pull of the pencil. Left-handed, rough push. What does that mean? I can't see what I'm writing. I can't at all. It's messy. My hand smears all over. My left hand is often covered with graphite ink. Don't even get me talking about dry erase markers, because that just comes right off. Nothing good gets done. Many a night, I lay awake in my bed, in my graphite and ink-stained sheets with a sore back, crying because of all the emotional hardships I had as a small elementary school child who could not cut straight because of the right-handed scissors in the room. You might be wondering, he mentioned something about his sore back. Why is that? I'll tell you why. This demon right here. You see this? I'm sure you've never noticed this before. This nice arm. Want to know why you've never noticed? Because your right hand has been perfectly sitting on this all the time as you do all your neat assignments. But me, no. I have to sit sideways in these chairs. My arm covered in ink, covered in graphite. Here I am, writing away as my sore neck and back because I am no longer facing the board, and my education has now been diminished. But that's not all, ladies and gentlemen. Musical instruments. Left-handed people are known to be great musicians. A man by the name of Jimi Hendrix, one of the greatest guitarists of all time, left-handed. But he played with a right-handed guitar, played it upside down because left-handed instruments are hard to come by, especially if you're from a low income. Often more expensive, harder to find. You see these things in like firearms too. You might think, okay, no big deal, just shoot it with your left arm. Yeah, well, getting the safety mechanism a little bit hard, already dangerous. We already suffer with power tools, chainsaws. Now operating firearms have become a little bit more dangerous. Once you do have the safe death, you're suddenly greeted by a hot piece of metal ejected sideways right down your shirt, burning your skin. This happens quite frequently. Throughout history, many soldiers have been told, just shoot with your right hand, just deal with it, okay? It's a little bit more difficult than that, and it makes me sad. But it's a good thing because Ned Flanders, people like Ned Flanders, they look out for us. They're left emporiums selling things such as left-handed scissors, left-handed knives, yes, those exist, left-handed pencils, left-handed notebooks, everything you can get left-handed. Not only that, but there is a left-handed club. If you are left-handed, you can join this club. It really is a great thing. They do so much work for us left-handed people, they even come to make a national holiday, August 13th. Mark your calendars, ladies and gentlemen, because that is National Left-Handed Day. Is there a National Right-Handed Day? I don't think so. I looked it up. When we take all these things into consideration, we see all the hardships left-handed people are put through their life, but yet they're able to achieve greatness, so much greater than their fellow right-handed people, because we are strong. We work together. We overcome everything we do as a team. We work together. We stay together to to defy the odds of the ever so small 10%.